Hello. Today's video is all about the results from my 40-hour fast that I did recently. I just want to say that I've been doing 40-hour fast weekly almost since the beginning. These fasts have become very dear to me because I use them for spiritual reasons as much as for physiological reasons. I just want to say that these fasts have a great significance in both arenas for me. I've changed the day when I do these fasts. Right now, I'm doing them on Wednesdays. So what that means is that I would have dinner on Tuesday night and be done with dinner at 6. And then I would not eat food on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, I would have my first meal around 2 o'clock, which is like a late lunch, late breakfast. That's typically when I'm eating now. I'm kind of doing most of my food in about a 4-hour window, 4 to 5 hour window. That's what this fast involves. And I've done a number of strict water and salt fasts. They really helped to produce a lot of the results that I've gotten over the last 2.5 years. But I don't always do water and salt fast. I still have 3 planned for this year, and I did this last year. Last year I did a 3-day water fast at the very beginning of Advent, and I did a 3-day water fast at the beginning of Lent and at the end of Lent. And I love doing it. That just amps up the whole spiritual component of a fast. These fasts that I've been doing outside of that have been more for maintenance. And so they weren't strictly water and salt. I still had my keto coffee. So my keto coffee involves 100 calories of cream and about 200 calories of MCT oil. So that's 300 calories that I would have on that Wednesday, that full day of fasting. So I just wanted to say that up front, that I do both kinds of fasting. I think there's a lot of variation and a lot of play there, and I see benefits. So that's what I want to show you today. So the first day, so on Wednesday morning, right before 10 o'clock, which is when I would typically have my keto coffee, I checked my blood glucose and my ketones. So, and I had a Dr. Boz ratio of 55. My blood glucose was 88 and my ketones were 1.6. So this is pretty good. So this is what I'm getting pretty much, probably pretty close on a daily basis. So going into my coffee in the morning. And then I had my coffee on that Wednesday morning. And then I took another, and so with that reading, what does that reading mean? I guess I should explain that, right? Well, it means that it's a very good range for weight maintenance, weight loss. So there could be some autophagy going on there or some immune repair going on there. But the main thing is that at that level, that's weight maintenance, weight loss, that arena right there. So then I took it again at 2 p.m., which would be right before I would typically eat my lunch. So this would be another kind of normal for me on the other days of the week. And my glucose there was 83 and my ketones were 2.0. So my blood glucose did go down a little bit and my ketones went up a little bit. And so I had a new ratio of 41.5. Because I'm getting really close to 40, you know, I'm getting more, you know, a lot closer to repair for my immune system. I'm definitely in that weight loss, weight maintenance zone. Maybe a little autophagy is happening at this point. So this would be kind of standard for me on a daily basis. Now, then I decided, you know, I'm going to take an evening check as well. So at 9 o'clock, before going to bed, I took another check. And here, my glucose dropped down to 73, and my ketones went up just a tiny bit to 2.1. So now I have a Dr. Boz ratio of 34.8. And again, this is taking your glucose number and dividing it by your ketones to get this number. So now I'm in the 30s. So I'm under that 40 mark, which Dr. Boz says, you know, you're definitely in immune system repair at this point. So I've got the weight loss, weight maintenance thing going on, and definitely some immune system repair, which I'm thrilled about because right now everybody's very concerned about immune systems being strong enough to handle things, to handle life. And so that's very exciting. In the morning, I had very little change. So when I went to check it right before my keto coffee again, right before, like right at 10 o'clock. There wasn't much of a change. My blood glucose was still 72, and my ketones went down 1 point, and my ketones were still 2.1. So this, you know, was no change really to my Dr. Boz ratio. It was still like 34.3. So again, still definitely immune system repair, definitely weight loss, weight maintenance zone, with probably some autophagy. It's hard to say how much. And autophagy, just as a reminder, is that really important cellular cleanup where a lot of processes and rest for digestion and just a lot of rejuvenation occurs in the body through autophagy. Then I thought, well, I'll take it again before I would break my fast. And when I went to go break my fast, I took it, and my blood glucose was 71, and my ketones went up again a little bit to 2.4. So at this point, I had a Dr. Boz ratio of 29.4, which is really good. It's a very good number. So you can see how I went from 55 to in the 40s to in the 30s and then into the 20s. So this fast, although it was not just water and salt, still had a lot of benefit for me. And so that's why I like to do it. I had those numbers, and you know, when you're talking in the 20s, you're getting closer to working on things that could be a little more serious, you know, serious conditions like cancer, you know, but definitely immune system repair, definitely autophagy, you know, getting, you know, more and more into that. And of course the weight loss and the weight maintenance stuff. So now I did these. So these results I did just by missing 2 meals on Wednesday. So just by missing those 2 meals on Wednesday, I went through these different layers of the Dr. Boz ratio, which I was really excited about. One thing I want to say is that when I have keto coffee, I struggle a little bit with some anxiety, and anxiety and caffeine do not go well together. And so I really try to, most of the time, except for if I'm at a restaurant or something like that, it gets a little trickier. But most of the time at home, I will have half-calf coffee beans that I'll use to, you know, make my latte. So, and I think this is really important. If you have any kind of anxiety, which can be exaggerated a little bit in a fast, really stick with the half-calf coffee beans. That'll really help you out. I also checked my weight, and my weight was, so this would have been right before I broke my fast on the Thursday, was 136.2. You know, of course, I've had this goal since the beginning to hit 135, but you know what? At 135, years and years and years ago, I feel 100% confident that my fat to muscle ratio was quite different. It was a different body composition. And I know that I have more muscle now. I need to do a DEXA scan. I want to. I just don't want to pay for it. But I know that I have more muscle now and less fat than I did then. And so that's really important with weight, you know, because when your body composition is changing, you can't just focus on numbers. You have to focus on inches, measurements, other measurements, and certainly how you feel, how your clothes fit. Those kind of things become really, really important when your body composition is changing. Definitely don't ever forget that. I think this could be a great fast. I love it for maintenance, for someone who's in maintenance, who's pretty content with where they are, still wanting to get a little bit of results and, you know, stay strong. But I also think it could be good for beginners, if someone's new to fasting, to fast but keep a keto coffee in there with a little bit of that satiating fat in there to help you get through the fast. And also for someone who's maybe struggling, for someone who's trying to fast and doesn't feel like they're being very successful in a water and salt fast. It might be good to train up with this kind of a fast to get there. And then, you know, for me, if I would start seeing, like, I check my weight on Thursday and it's like 140, it's going creeping up, and I'm like, or maybe I'm feeling a little more lethargic than normal. What I could do is, and this is one thing that's nice too about doing the half-calf coffee, is on Wednesday then, so on Tuesday I would have my half-calf keto coffee like I always do, and then on the Wednesday, my big fast day, what I might do is have a cup of just plain decaf coffee with like 1 tablespoon of cream, which would be 50 calories. That would free me up to have no, and there's some, you know, so there's some caffeine even in decaf. So that would give me just enough to keep me from having a headache or feeling ill effects of going off of caffeine. And then on Thursday, I'm pretty sure I would be able to get by no problems just having water and salt. So if I did want to intensify it, that's how I would do it. And there are times when I have done it in the past already without checking my numbers though. So if I do that, I will check my numbers and share that as well. So anyway, I just wanted to get on here and share about my 40-hour fast, how it still includes some cream and some MCT oil, and I'm still getting results. I'm happy with how this turned out. Maybe this is an idea for you. And I would love to hear if you have been checking your glucose numbers or your ketone numbers. So thanks so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.